Hey, are we starting? Oh, hey, it's Jen. Usually Christina does the opening, so this is new for me. This is the Jillin podcast, but it will be with Jen Murphy for the next 5 weeks or so because my co-host Christina is traveling the world on her vacations only tour. She did want me to let all of you know that the boy she was stressing about last week did text her. Actually, while she was talking about it on the podcast, we got off and there was a text. Christina had a breakdown last week. It was great. It was quite fun for me to watch because I'm always the one that breaks down.
She had a breakdown about a boy? She never breaks down.
I know. It was quite exciting.
It's always like, next, whatever.
I know that sounds mean, and she knows. She knows I don't mean it mean, but it was just nice to see. Because when you see somebody else have the similar breakdowns that you have, you're like, oh, okay, this is normal. Not normal, but, Anyway, my co-host this week is the very lovely Laura Hayden.
Hello.
We have been to Afghanistan together.
We have.
I've known you since I started comedy.
I've known you since I started comedy.
13 years ago.
Yeah.
When you used to run a fabulous room in Huntington Beach, and now she runs another fabulous room in Redondo?
It's Redondo, but it ended this month.
Ah, shoot.
The bar's closing. The bar closed last night. Actually, that was the last Christmas. I went to 3 Christmas parties yesterday. Yesterday was at Bogey's. It was the bar closing.
That seems like a staple of that neighborhood. It's
It
been
was
around a long time.
a really long time.
Oh, that's a bummer.
The owner is retiring. He's moving to Florida.
I hate when good dive bars close because there's not enough good dive bars.
Yeah. So, no, it's sad. I don't know where I'm going to take comedy and cupcakes, but something will show up.
You will find something. And follow her on Instagram. She's great. What's your Instagram? Dr.
Laura Hayden.
Right?
Dr. Laura Hayden.
She's also a doctor. She's also studying to become a sommelier. And she brought, I just like saying that word, sommelier. She brought us this lovely wine. It pairs well with food, she said. I was like, alcohol pairs well with everything on the Jillin Off podcast.
I was a little intimidated to be the Christina character on the Jillin Up podcast because I'm like, ooh, Christina, I'm going to have to bring something really, really salacious to like fill her shoes. I'm like, I'm going through my Rolodex. I'm like, what kind of stories do I have that could be even Christina worthy?
No, I do not want you to try and be like Christina. Well, we're gonna take this opportunity while she's gone to explore different topics that Christina and I don't usually talk about. Also, I don't know if anyone could be like Christina.
No.
As we know, she used maxi pads to the wall. That's a special little treat.
One of my favorite stories ever. Actually, when that banana and the duct tape art came out, I thought of her. Remember this last week or two?
That's so funny. I did too.
The duct tape and banana, and I'm like, I know that. I'm like, did somebody hear Christina and go, this is a Christina Walkinshaw art-inspired piece?
Oh, my God. It's such a crazy... That's one of my very favorite moments on this podcast was when she told that story. And then she said, after she had sex, she put the tampon or the pad back on. But, like, then she was drunk and put her underwear on inside out. So then she slept with a used pad, on the outside of her underwear. Right, Paul? Look at Paul. He's having to relive. Paul has nightmares after we do our podcast.
First off, I don't know. Like, I don't know how graphic it get, but like, I haven't worn a pad since I was like 12. Like, who does that?
So fun. The story is just so funny. I hope she doesn't mind that we just rehash that.
I have had a guy pull one out one time, and like, I'm on my period, and he's like, I don't care.
Well, Paul, guess what?
one out, one in.
Christina's gone, and now we got Dr. Laura Hayden.
Well, I was not real graphic about it, so maybe people won't even know what I was talking about. But
no, they will.
I was like, oh, I guess you don't mind that then.
I like that he was aggressive.
Oh, he was, he was definitely, we're doing this. I'm like.
In these times we live in, and I'm not saying that I want men to be overtly aggressive, but I admire a man who takes control. Is that the right way to put it?
Yeah, I like a man with a plan.
A man with a plan.
A man with a plan is sexy. That is so sexy. Like, oh, you want to go out? You want to go? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? No, let's meet at 6. Okay. Where are we going? Just something casual? Okay. If they're at 6, they have a plan.
They do.
They have a plan. I went on a date about a month ago with a guy that I was like, oh my God, this guy, that was amazing. We met at a restaurant bar, and then we Ubered up to Terranea. He planned all this. A beautiful resort in Palos Verdes.
Oh,
He's like, I know you worked all week. This will feel like a one-day vacation. We Ubered up to Terranea, took me to the fancy restaurant there. Then we sat down the fire pit and watched the ocean. Wow. And then Ubered back to where, and he's like, oh, I just thought it'd be fun. I'm like, that was a man with a plan. That was like, wow, that was, he goes, I'm like, I could drive. He goes, no, let's Uber. He goes, that way neither of us have to worry about driving. And I'm like, that was a man with a plan. That was good. That was good. I was like, well done. Second date.
I recently have been getting really turned on by hands. Christina thought it was weird.
No,
like
no.
manly hands, like when they're bigger, because I told her somebody sent me a picture and their hands was in the forefront, and I was like, I got really excited.
A good hand.
Like
Like,
zoomed in.
well, I went. I don't know if I told you, but Barbara.
Let's cheers. We forgot to
Cheers. Yes. Barbara.
Thank you.
In retrospect of my recent life, and you know about it, she's like, she made me sign up. She signed me up. We actually went out for dinner. I'll never forget. It was October 29th. We went out for dinner, and then she signed me up at dinner that night on 2 dating apps, and she paid for it and everything. She's like, for 1 month, I need you to aggressively date as hard as you do everything else in your life, Laura, because you do everything, you attack everything. She goes, I'm tired of all this other BS in your life from the past. She's like, it's time to move forward. And so for 1 month, I promised her I would do it. So in 1 month, I went on 21 dates with 9 different guys.
Oh, God, my biggest nightmare.
And I know it was a nightmare. I was like, I'm exhausted.
That's a lot.
Yeah. And
That was something I wanted to talk to you about because unlike Christina and I, you have been married and divorced.
yes.
And part of the reason I want to talk to you about it is I'm interested in how, after being married for so many years, how people readjust and then date again. And the other reason
I'm not crying about the divorce.
it's okay, sob. There's never tears on the Jillin podcast. We need some tears.
No, I'm like, it's cold outside and I kind of have an allergy thing.
No, it's okay.
I know.
I call it allergies too. When I'm crying on the treadmill. No, it's just sweat. It's just sweat coming out of my eyes. But also, I also have a bit of a selfish reason for wanting to ask you too, because now I'm in my 40s and the guys that I'm meeting, the last 3 are recently divorced.
Yeah.
And I mean, long marriages,
Like mine.
20 years. So, and
Yeah.
for me, I'm always nervous. Like, I feel bad for them. Like, I wonder how it must feel weird.
It does feel weird. I don't know how it feels for the guys, but it feels really weird. And I've been divorced 2 years, and I've been separated for 4, so 4 years out, and I haven't really tried to date until now.
Oh, really? That long?
Yeah, and all I had was the situationship that you know about
Yeah.
that went on forever and ever, and that's done. So,
Oh. Well, we can talk about anything you want to. So.
no, we'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
And so Barbara was like, enough of that. You have to date for 1 month. You have to date. So I promised her for 1 month I would try.
I'm very impressed that you went on all those dates.
It was exhausting. And here's what I can tell you. There is a lot of bad kissers. And I didn't even want to kiss them.
Oh.
It's disgusting. I didn't even.
There's a lot of that.
Paul's already heard this because I
Okay.
did it on my podcast.
Did you kiss all 21?
No. It's 9 guys, 21 dates.
9 guys got the kiss.
No, not all 9 of them, but most of them, because you get to the end of the date, and I'm like, I'm thinking hug, and they're like, no, and they're suddenly eating your face, and I'm like, ah.
So, okay,
It's frightening.
is it like there are bad kissers. Some of them are the aggressive tongue thrusts.
Oh.
But the worst has to be when somebody has way too much saliva and you feel it just go like into your mouth. Oh, it's so gross.
There are people that like that, though.
So gross.
I know a comic in New York who makes out with this guy, and he likes that, actually. He like wants you to do that to him.
That's the worst to me.
I'm just like, ooh. But no, I'm just like, hug, no, eating my face. Some of them are eating my face. Like
licking your cheeks while they're kissing you or something?
the worst was the baby bird. Like mouth open, tongue out, feed me. Like I was like, like, and I was like, and I had it, to be perfectly honest, maybe I was selective. I went through a lot of other people. Like, trust me, I went through a lot of of the nine guys I went out with, I had a fair amount of dating scams that I had to weed through. I mean, 9 I went out with, probably 100 I had to sort through to get to the 9 that I went out with.
What are the scams? I've never been on a dating app. So what is the scam?
The scam, here's the number one thing I tell you. They're often from Norway. That is weird. They're emotionally trying to grab you too quickly. Like, we've texted 3 times, okay, my love. And I'm like, you don't know me.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, my love, I'm so glad our hearts are connecting. And I'm like, I don't know
Ew.
you. Yeah, that's, I'm like, I don't know anything about you. And they're like, they send you these emails that are supposed to be like, oh, and they usually try to do some sort of manipulative control. Like, as long as you follow the rules, we're going to get along great. And that's
Shut up.
Yeah, no. And I've had like 3 of those this time around. I had one last year too. They're usually from Norway, and they always have jobs where they work like on a ship or a rig or out of the country. They're in the military, so they can't be available all the time, and they never try to call you. They never try to see you.
Oh, they're married, huh?
Maybe they're. I think I've got a couple married ones too. And then
Okay, when I said I want guys to be aggressive, I didn't mean in that way.
and then I've had some 3 texts in. I'm looking for a meaningful relationship. 3 texts in, meaningful relationship, and it's like meaningful relationship. 3 texts in, dick pic. I'm like, oh, so this is what. So on the amount of men I've kissed and dick pics I've seen in the last month have increased quite a bit. That's what I'm telling
Wow.
you. I got one really impressive one this last week too. Really impressive. Like I'm just showing.
So
everybody.
wait, they send you a dick pic before you even go on a date?
Before I've even like found out what they do or even their name. Really, maybe I just look dick pic friendly.
Does anyone send?
She looks nice. Let's send. Here you go. I thought you'd like to see this. Happy morning.
Does anyone send a dick pic if they have a small dick, or is it only guys with big dicks sending dick pics?
I think it's I've only got. Well, actually, I've had a couple that they try to do an angle, but you can tell it's kind of small.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, dick pics, dating scams. I think some married guys, and so I've sorted through like 100 before I went out with the 9 guys I went out with. And to be perfectly honest, all 9 of them were very pleasant dates, very nice. I had a good time with all of them. One of them was like pretty much at the end, we're like, yeah, this isn't gonna work. But all the follow-ups on all of them, I went with all of them at least one more time.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and then
Those are pretty good odds.
yeah, they're all old. That was the other thing, the other caveat with Barbara. You have to aggressively date. I promised her I would aggressively date as hard as I do everything else, and they all have to be over 40.
Oh, well, that's not old.
Yeah,
When you
but-
said they're all old, I thought you meant they're all in their 60s or something.
No. But most of them were like late 40s, 50s.
But you don't want to. Do you want to go out with somebody younger than 40?
No, but that was her rules because she thinks that's all I do because of
Oh,
the past.
oh.
But I did have some 20-somethings hit me up, but I know what they want, so I actually had I was just like, I had a fair amount of 20-somethings, but you know what they want? They want sex and somebody to buy the drinks. I'm just like, 'cause
Sugar mama?
That's what the old women do. We buy drinks and we want sex.
Well, we do get hornier as we get older.
Definitely. As we both drink, yes, absolutely.
I know. I don't know how to handle these situations with men that are just divorced because I feel like you have to tread very lightly.
No, not at all. Usually they've emotionally checked out a long time ago before they finally got divorced. They might be bitter because if they have to pay alimony or something, but
Yeah.
I had a few that were bitter. A couple of guys I went out with never been married, actually.
Oh.
3 of them never been married, and a couple of them most of them are divorced. A couple of them divorced with kids. Some of them are just like really needy. Like I guess maybe I'm just used to like what I had before. I'm like they want to call and talk every day on the phone. I'm like I don't have that kind of time. Like you want to talk every day on the phone. What? I hate talking on the phone. You hate talking on the phone. I hate shopping. I hate talking on the phone. I don't like to cuddle. I'm hardly even a girl. And they're like, you're kidding me. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I hate cuddling. I hate talking on the phone.
I was texting with this guy, and we were in the middle of a text, and then he FaceTimed me, and it scared me so much, I threw my phone. I was like, what's he doing? And then I was like, I was just texting. I got to pick it up. It's like, who goes to FaceTime?
Oh, that's just too intimate. We can't FaceTime.
It was quite enjoyable, though. It's just nobody had ever done that to me, and I was like, well, I literally just was so shocked.
Violating my person here. I would never pick that up. I actually have had people try to FaceTime. I'm like, yeah, we don't do that.
Well, you need a warning. Let me, make sure I'm dressed properly.
I'm on the toilet right now. Why are you trying to FaceTime?
Oh, God, that would be awful.
Oh my goodness. Christine, I think I'm doing an okay job filling in for you.
Christina would answer the FaceTime on the toilet.
Oh, I know she would. And
She'd
then
be like, what's up? I'm pooping.
I recently ran across a video of her in Afghanistan showing us how to make yourself fart. So I'm sure she would.
Oh, that's right. Our girl party
yeah.
that Joel did not want to be a part of.
I actually just heard a joke that I forget who told it to me. I think it was Russ this morning before we started the podcast. He comes because we're talking about embarrassing date situations and what would we do, and he says, yeah, he goes, girl there having sex, and she farted, and he goes, oh, and she was really embarrassed. He goes, oh, don't worry. He goes, I'm older now. It's okay. I used to make them poop. Just like,
Oh, God.
during sex. And instantly I thought of Christina. I'm like, that's a joke she would like.
Oh, I just got a visual that I don't want in my head.
Paul laughs during your podcast. He doesn't. He looks like he's gonna die when I'm on my podcast.
Not all the time. Most of the time, he looks like he might throw up during our podcast. Horrified.
So yeah, I don't think you have to be careful of the divorce guys. They've checked out already. I think they're probably really more needy than you need. I don't know. I found some of these guys really needy. They want to talk to me. They're like, when are we gonna see each other? They want to see like.
Do you think because they're used to having somebody to talk to every day?
Yeah,
or?
I think so. And I'm just like, I don't need that much of you.
Yeah, I always think they must have some like residual anger. Well, I don't know. How did you feel when you got divorced? Had you already checked out years before?
Yes and no. I think by the time you get divorced, it's there's so much that's taken place.
I just can't imagine somebody you spent like half your life with, especially if it's somebody that was married when they were like 20 and then they get divorced
12,
at 40. Like
12.
that's their whole.
I'm still to this day married longer than I was unmarried in my life.
Yeah.
And it's weird because now like I've kissed more men in the last month than I had my life before that. Just like.
Yeah, that's what I mean. If you get married young, then you've basically that's been like most of your sex life and everything.
Yeah, there's more everything than I've ever had. Just, I counted my first ED too, by the way.
That was your first time? Oh, how sweet. Welcome to the club.
I didn't know that was really a thing. I mean, I knew it was a thing, but I was like, I'd never seen it before or didn't see it.
Well, I guess if you were married all the time and your husband didn't have a problem, then why would you?
Yeah, I didn't.
Before the sex actually happened, or was it during sex?
Oh, no, we didn't have sex. It was just like a little gropey in the car. And I was like, well, and I was like, you're working towards things. And I was like, nothing's happening here.
And did he admit that he has problems?
No. And then I was like, well, I'm going to investigate because you got nothing. You like hands. Like, there's nothing happening here.
Now
like,
it became just a challenge for you?
Yeah, I was pretty much.
You didn't even want to touch it, but you're like,
I need to see what's happening. So like, I was like, is this an innie? I need to know.
An innie? Oh, poor guy.
So I was like, well, let's investigate. So I went investigating, and I was like, holy crap. I mean, it was like not even a light wind in the sails.
But you guys didn't mention it at all? Like he didn't say anything?
He's like, well, it's a little weird. We're in your car. And I'm like, that should make it hotter.
Yeah.
And so anyhow.
Oh, you're making me want to have sex now. It doesn't take much. I haven't had sex in a while.
Is that the Christmas?
The horny bell.
Is that the wish? Is that to the wish? Bring out your dead.
Merry Christmas. This is our special Christmas horny episode. 2 single women in their 40s.
Oh yeah, definitely the horny factor. One of these guys I don't even like, but I'm kind of like, well, he might be good, so maybe we should go ahead again.
Oh yeah, well, did you sleep with any of them, or if you don't want to tell? You don't have to tell if you don't want to. You don't have to tell.
Okay.
Yeah, don't worry. Hey, Jillin, Jen Murphy. I have a fear of relationships because if I like somebody too much, I feel like I become like obsessed with them.
I think 2 of them have kind of reached that point, but I think they're behaving in a way they think they want a woman would want them to behave. Like they're just too much. Like just too much. Just like I don't need 100 texts a day and call me like 3 times a day and you want to come see me.
Are you talking about somebody who's been obsessed with you?
Yeah.
Like does that ever happen to you though? Because I'm so scared of meeting people I like. I tend to go out with people who I just. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I've been texting a guy who lives in San Luis Obispo for 4 months, and I'm like, this is a good relationship. And it's like, it's not a relationship, Jen. But that's what I mean. Like,
it's kind of a relationship.
But I'm saying I would probably be so scared if he actually lived like in LA. That's what I'm saying.
Why?
Because if I really like someone, then I feel like I get too fucking crazy.
Well, I think you become crazy if they don't match your level of interest. I think that's the problem. If you're chasing something that's running, heaven knows I've done that.
Yeah, that's probably what I've usually done.
If you chase something that's running away, then that's where the crazy comes in, I think. That and pathological liars.
I don't know if I've encountered any pathological liars.
Well, let me tell you about my life.
Maybe a long time ago. How do you find out somebody's a pathological liar? Catch them lying 40 times?
Yeah, or more. To your face all the time.
So what do you think it is? Because I have been in that kind of relationship where you find out somebody is bad, and then you keep going back. Like that's when it's almost like an addiction.
It is an addiction.
Even though but what is it that you're addicted? Is it like
sex,
drama, adrenaline?
Some people it's drama, I think, and adrenaline. Sex.
I mean, usually it is when the sex is good. That's
yeah,
true.
Of course. You don't chase bad sex. Huh?
No.
I'm not gonna chase ED. come here. I really want to say his name because off air I've been calling him by name. It's just like
Let's call him Ed. That's good.
Ed. Let's call him Ed. We'll call him Ed.
So did he try and see you again? Like, is
he's-
that a complete deal breaker?
No, he's been relentless about seeing me again. I honestly haven't had time. This week has been whacked. And but
Because maybe he gets hard outside of cars.
he has to have his shoes off, apparently, is what he told me.
Shut up! He can't get hard with his shoes on?
That's what he said.
That is a great excuse. Oh, I just really need to have my shoes off. Uh-oh, maybe he's got one of those fetishes. Maybe he needs you to like suck on his toes to get hard.
Not the first time I've encountered that. So that's actually a pretty common fetish.
Toe fetish is a big one, right?
Yeah, no, and there's actually there's a neurobiological reason for that. In your brain where the sensory cortex, so when you touch your finger, it fires in your brain somewhere. If you touch your arm, it fires in your brain somewhere. When you touch your genitalia, it fires in the brain somewhere. The genitalia in your prefrontal cortex, cortex, where that sensory comes in, genitalia and feet are right next to each other in your brain.
Oh,
so for
really?
some people, the weeds are growing on the neighbor's lawn, so you touch their feet and the genitalia goes, woo, well, hello. So there's actually a neurobiological reason for foot fetishes. It actually is just wiring in your brain that way because everything kind of has a crossover. Some people have a fence, feet are disgusting, and some people are like, oh, feet are kind of sexy because they have some overlay.
And what do you think is the reason that a woman would jerk off to a man's hands?
Hands can be sexy.
I know.
I think almost any
When they're
body
manly.
almost any body part can be sexy. Like if it's on the person that has a sexy kind of thing. Hands can be very sexy.
Yeah.
And I mean, somebody's like, that's my favorite ear, but that would be weird. But I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. But I think any particular body part can be sexy on people. I've seen people with really beautiful smile and lips, and then the rest of them is like looks like a potato head, but the lips were really nice. You know, you're like,
Lips are good.
those are like sexy lips, and then you're like, the rest of the face looks like a Picasso. But you're like, if we could just look at the lips, we'd be fine.
Speaking of ears, in any of your bad kissing experiences, did anyone stick a tongue inside your ear? Because that happened to me, and I was like, what? That happened to me once in high school, and it's never happened since. And I'm like, oh my, what?
Oh, I had a high school liquor in a ear liquor in high school.
No, but I'm saying it happened in my adult life.
I haven't had one. I haven't had that. I've had the guy who circles your mouth. I've actually had two of those. Like just circles your mouth over and over and over again. You're like, what? There's videos to like correct this. Like I'm like. Like it's just like the only way to learn to slow dance in junior high was step side and make a circle, like da da da, da and that's how they learn to kiss too. I'm just like, it's disgusting.
You're making me want to Google like how do you kiss just
No,
to see what would come up.
There's a million videos. Russ looked it up today. That's why I know.
Are you serious?
Yeah, because I
Oh,
was
that's
telling him about the
funny.
bad kissers, and so he looked it up today because there's a million videos on this, and he's like, and he goes, and they're very serious about it. So I'm like, okay, but yeah, no, I didn't really want to kiss them. I had a perfectly lovely time. We could have ended all this with a hug, but they felt the need to zoop in. And so I was like, I guess
I'd want to kiss someone after a good date just to see if they're a good kisser. Because you can't really go out with them again if they're not,
Well, I went out.
even if the date's great.
Well, one of them I went out with again, but I told him I was sick, which I really was, and I was like, "There's gonna be no kissing, but I can meet you." It's just like, we went out. We had a perfectly lovely time, and he's like, "Well, don't want to get sick." And I'm like, "Don't want you to get sick." So there you go.
That's a good excuse.
I'm gonna be permanently sick all the time. I actually didn't want to kiss any of them, to be honest. It just sort of was like, all right, this is what we're doing.
None of them?
Not really.
I would be a little self-conscious to kiss someone right after I ate, but I guess if I was drinking alcohol, I wouldn't.
After drinking alcohol, everything seems okay. Finding out about Ed in the car was like, that's perfectly fine. Let's see what we got in here. Santa, what did you bring me today?
I like that you're doing car action. I haven't done car action in so long.
Well, it
Years.
just sort of happened. It was just one of those, like, I live here and he lives there, and it was like, all right. Then it just became a curiosity factor. I just had to see what was going on down there.
And
I'm
you
like,
found out
Nothing.
nothing.
It was like, I wish I could do sound effects like the woo-hoo.
I don't know what I'm doing.
No,
I like that you said it's an innie.
that's like how little action was going on there. Like, yeah, it was bad. My favorite in the dating too is like they send you a pic and they like send me a pic and I'm like, I don't do that, and they're like, come on, just no face, just show me what your boobs look like and stuff. And so this is what I've been doing. I have a picture of boobs. They're not mine, but they're
That's what I
spectacular.
do.
I sent pictures of boobs that aren't mine.
But I make it well, you have big boobs. I make it totally obvious by sending big boobs so they know, like,
These are actually smaller than mine, but
Definitely
they're
not.
fabulous. And they're like, those are beautiful. I'm like, I know, aren't they?
oh, they believe it?
Yeah.
Oh, I send it where they definitely know it's not mine, but
They're like, those are beautiful. Those are so beautiful. I'm like, you're right, they are.
that's hilarious.
They're not mine, but they're beautiful. You're right.
And I'll never send pictures.
Oh, no, never. I would never do that.
I
No.
can't put that out there.
Exactly.
Even if I mean, I haven't really had anyone send me pictures. There was like once, and then I deleted it right away because I'm like, I can't have that in my phone.
Oh, I have them all over my phone. I'm as bad as Christina, I'm sure.
My mom is. I am just paranoid. I guess I shouldn't be so worried. I'm worried somebody's gonna, because my mom has done this where I'll show her a picture, and then she takes the phone and just starts scrolling, and I'm like, excuse me, that's private.
I tell them, I'm like, you don't want to scroll through my phone unless you want to see surprising things, unless you want to meet Steve.
Or I'm worried like my niece or nephew will be scrolling through my phone because they know how to work phones now.
Yeah,
and I'm
well,
like,
they come out of the womb with a phone in their hand.
I'm gonna be in trouble.
The new baby iPhone 11 in their hand. It's crazy. I don't know how that worked out, but they come out of the womb with the phone.
Yeah, they know how to work it better than us.
Somehow Apple is inserting technology into fetuses now, and they come out with a hand and a phone. But yeah, no, I'm always like, if I show you a picture and you start scrolling, I'm like, you don't want to scroll too far unless you want to see surprising things.
So you keep all of them,
Oh,
but do you use them,
Or
or do you just keep it for fun?
use them how? You mean for Jillian Off's purposes?
Yeah, like
no.
Why
no.
would you keep it? If I mean, I know guys would keep it to use it, but obviously guys jerk off a lot more than us. I think guys jerk off a lot more to visual stuff. Do you
Yeah.
need visual, or do you
It doesn't matter.
use your imagination?
Both. Whatever's available.
I've started doing this thing where if I meet somebody I like, I could do the Jillin off test, where I see if I can come by only my imagination thinking of them, and if I can, then I'll be like, okay, I'll go out with them again.
See, that's my thing on the date. My
But
dating.
if I can't, I'm like, no.
My dating app is the pictures. Can I imagine kissing them? That's my rule. If I can imagine actually kissing that face, I'm like, all right, we can go out. Like, but if I look at it, I'm like, there's no way. I'm just like, if I can't imagine kissing them, I'm not gonna go out with them. If they have a picture, their opening picture is on with sunglasses on, then you know they're crazy, or their shirt is off. Like I don't.
Oh God. Yeah.
If their first picture is shirt off at the gym, yeah, no. If they have sunglasses on, or I can't imagine kissing them, like no.
It's a red flag.
Yeah, if they're from Norway, it's a dating scam, or they're emotionally too connected early. Like they start calling you my love. I'm so glad our hearts have met.
Yeah, that's very odd.
And you can usually tell that they're foreign too, just by the
The way
they phrase
Text,
sentences. Yeah, it's like okay, like we all make auto text correction problems and stuff, but there's like normal, not just like, do you have any plan tonight?
Yeah.
Usually plans would come out, but if it happens once, then okay, that's fine. But if it happens like every time they text you, you're like, this is not, this is coming from India.
But are they actually living in these other countries? And they
No.
just want someone to text with?
No, I
Or
think
they're here and they want to really go out?
No, I think there's a whole dating scam that targets women for money. They get you emotionally connected because a lot of
Oh, they ask for money.
eventually ask for money. They text you for a long time and they're like, oh, I met this great guy. And they'll send you a picture from time to time. They met this great guy and we're really connecting and we've shared so much intimate stuff. And then, oh, my check on the, on whatever the tanker I work on didn't clear, but I need to pay for my kids' child support. Here's the check. I'm going to deposit in your account. Can you wire the money to whatever? And they fall for it. And there's a big
I
scam.
bet there's a lot of women that fall for that.
I had
yeah.
a good friend of mine fall for it.
Yeah.
And then Charlene, her
Yeah.
mom fell for it.
Wow.
And bottom line too, if you're a 70-year-old woman, there's a 25-year-old hot guy from Norway going, I love you. You might want to go, maybe it isn't true love.
I'm making plan to see you. I just need the airfare.
Well, I got one that says, I kiss. He sent it like a picture with him doing a kissy face, but it was said, I kiss, not you kiss. I'm sending you a kiss. I send I kiss. All right.
What is the name of your podcast so people can tune in?
It starts this week on Tuesday. It drops. That sounds so hip. It drops. It's not that hip at all. It's called.
Be there when it drops.
It's called. It's completely against advice. So this happened, and then everybody's
It's called So This Happened?
Yes.
Oh my God, I love that.
So this happened, but I put
Christina's going to love it when she hears that's the name of your podcast.
Yeah. So this happened, and then I followed it up with. So this happened. Everything but politics.
That's great.
So we don't talk about politics, but everybody's like, it has to be about something, and I'm like, no, I'm about everything. Why do I have to pigeonhole myself into
no,
something?
I think So This Happened and it's so perfect for you because that's your slogan.
Yeah, so this happened. So
For
that's
those of you that don't know Laura yet, she's been putting hashtag So This Happened on every single Instagram picture for years.
unless it hasn't happened yet, and then
And
it
Christina always says, "So this happened."
happened. And now she's like, I'm doubling up. So this happened, vacations only. She told me
Oh yeah, she's all vacations now.
all
Christina's
vacations.
gonna be gone for 5 or 6 weeks.
Wow.
Yep.
Do I get to come play again?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, good.
Now that you're part of the comedy pop-up family too.
Yeah, and I know I have to
Our
go.
weeds are growing together,
I
just
know.
like those neurons in the foot
in the
fetish
bra-
head.
Yeah, so there's actually a reason for foot fetishes. I can't explain the rest of the weird stuff people like, but that one has a neurobiological reason.
What's some of the weirder stuff that I haven't come across any?
Well, the spitting in the mouth thing is gross.
Like somebody be like, "Can you please spit in my mouth?"
Oh, yeah. I haven't encountered that, but I know a guy in New York that actually, he's a comic in New York, and he loves that.
I did have a friend who liked to have his girlfriend poop on his chest.
Yeah, that's
And I was like, how do you bring that up the first time?
by the way,
And also, what happened to you as a child that you want somebody to do that to you? And it not just want them to do it, but it turns you on.
yeah, that's. I think that's something wrong with you. That's really something wrong
That's
with
really far out there, right?
you. It
I
is.
just wonder how you bring it up to a girl how you ask her to do that the first time.
Yeah,
How do you find a girl
I think you definitely.
there's got to be websites for it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm pretty sure you bring it up during nachos.
Because
By
you're
the
not
way-
going to meet that many girls. Speaking of beans, he always takes her out to Mexican restaurants just to make her go to the bathroom
What's
more.
that Sex in the City thing where the guy wanted her to pee on him?
Yeah,
And so they go to
politician?
the hottest Thai food restaurant. She's not drinking any water.
Yeah.
She's like, no, we got nothing. Like I don't understand that. When I've had some guys ask me, well, what do you like? And I'm like, I'm pretty much open, but I'm not gonna pee on you. That's my answer. I'm a team player, but I'm not gonna pee on you. That's my rules. Just like
I've
nope.
never had anyone ask me to pee on them. I have had somebody pee on me without letting me know they were going to do
What?
it. We were in the shower. This was years ago. We were in the shower, so that made it a little easier. But yeah, no, I'm good. I wish I didn't drive, but I did.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
No problem. You can just take it home, put it in your trunk.
I'll enjoy it like a real alcoholic by myself.
Not if you look in the mirror, then you're not alone. Hello, me. Cheers.
I like that. Thank you.
Here's to you. No, here's to you.
I'm going to do that,
FaceTime somebody, then you're not alone either.
That's true. Okay. I don't have anyone to FaceTime.
Just call me. We can be distant drinking
I'll
together.
FaceTime my San Luis Obispo friend. Be
There
like,
you
how does it feel?
So have you gone out with him or just been texting?
No, so Christina and I did a show there in August 25th to be exact. I know the date. And we met him thanks to Christina. She was outgoing. And he came to the show, and then we hung out for the evening, and then we've been texting ever since.
Okay.
But he's never. He texts me every day, and I think he wants to hang out again. But he's never been like, "Hey, come." I don't know if he feels weird asking me to go up there or something, but I don't know.
Well, it's not
I
that
haven't-
far. You can meet in the middle.
I know, but I don't want to be the one to be like. I'm trying to play this differently than I've played every other relationship, in, which is not be the desperate person.
No, I understand. This,
So I'm just. Plus, I like being friends with him, and I don't know how he feels after. So he just got divorced last year, so that's why I'm also just being like, I'll just go with it, however it happens. I'm not going to push
Yeah.
because maybe it is good to build a friendship and not worry about the other stuff.
yeah. I think that's solid. I've had some guys that are just like, basically very aggressive sexually, and I'm not a prude, but I'm not a prude at all. But I'm not promiscuous by nature either. I like sex a lot, a whole lot. I'm on this podcast, but I'm also not like
You gotta love sex to be on our podcast,
yeah,
Laura.
but
Talk about how much you love it. You
I
can't
love
live without it.
I love it. But I'm not into random dick either. So it's just like I can't just like, hey, I've met you for 10 minutes. Let's go. Like but it's never been who I am.
Well, that's what makes it difficult being single because I'm like you. I don't want to just go out and have one night stands,
Yeah,
but I do want to have sex every so often.
Yeah.
So
it's a challenge.
it's tough.
I agree. I don't have the solution because I'm now aggressively dating.
You're very aggressively dating.
Aggressively dating, and I basically told these guys on the first date, I'm like, I'm not gonna sleep with you on the first date, just so you know. So just so you know, so we can just clear that out. It's not gonna happen. Maybe that's why we've had a second date with all of them.
They're like, what about date 2?
Date 2, we're in. Is it gonna happen now?
Can I get lucky on date 2?
Date 2, are we going for it?
There's also something weird about if you do have a one-night stand with somebody, then you keep in touch. I don't know if I've ever like kept in touch, like become good friends with somebody that I one-night stand with.
I wouldn't say good friends. I know, and this is how limited I am. I know every person still that I've had sex with. I mean, not in my, but I know of them. I don't. It's friendly. It's not like I don't know where they are ever again. Like,
Yeah.
I could find them if I needed to.
Yeah. In case you ever need to.
Hello. This is weird. So the guy I dated before I got married, lives in New York, and he is getting divorced, and he just popped up on the radar too. Like 2 months ago, he goes, I don't really feel like dating, but you know who I've been thinking a lot about? Because he knows I'm getting divorced. He goes, I've been thinking a lot about you, and I'm like, yeah, I know what you've been thinking about.
How many years has that been?
30, 28 years, something like that.
Are you gonna do it?
Well, he lives in New York.
Well, you travel a lot.
I don't know. Probably not. There's a reason I didn't marry him back then. Why would I want to?
Well, no, not marry him. I'm saying just
It wasn't that good back then.
revisit.
He's tried to tell me he's better now. It was not that good back then. So
Well, maybe he is better.
he's like, oh, just so you know, I'm better. And I'm like, I'm sure you are. I hope you are.
People can get better.
Absolutely. That's why there's a kissing video on YouTube.
I watched videos on how to do certain things, and I became a lot better. At least I think.
That's why I knew about ED guy. I'm like, it's not me. It's you. You don't know.
I would want to visit it just out of curiosity.
Yeah, we'll see if I see him.
Just
we'll see.
one night and then leave town.
Oh, we'll see.
Didn't that happen with somebody else? Wasn't there somebody from your past that you met, like in Boston or something? Or am I confusing you with another person?
No, that was probably me.
You're like, I don't remember.
No, that was me. That was me. We're still friends.
30 years. Wow. How old were you when you got married?
12.
And you had already had sex?
Only 2 people. No, I had sex with 3 people before I got married. 3? Yeah, 3.
Wow. What's your number now? No, I'm just kidding. You know, just
Thousands.
I kind of have a high number, but I've also been single my whole life.
If I was single my whole life, I would be like thousands easily.
I mean,
If I'd been single for the last 30 years of my life, I would, yeah. That when I reach these guys that are like, yeah, I haven't had sex with that many people. I'm like, you're 40-something years old and you've never been married, and you're telling me you've slept with 9 people. You're a liar or a loser. Like, there reaches a point, like, if your number's too low, it's like, there's something wrong
yeah,
with
you
you.
got to have at least one a year.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking more, I average like 2 or maybe 3 a year.
Yeah.
For the normal person.
That's ideal.
Yeah, but, so 20 plus years, it's got to be up there. That's what I think, but that's me. I'm doing the numbers in my head, but I know me and I know how I am. So if I had been single this whole time, yeah, I would definitely be higher numbers. Now it's a matter of like I don't really like to be naked. Maybe if I was thinner, I'd like to be naked more. But now I'm like, oh, lights have to be off, and we have to be pretty selective. We have to make sure that they like all this dazzling personality first. Just like,
I'm sure you're gorgeous naked.
before they see all this, I'm like, oh, no. But I'm like, can we leave the clothes on and lights off and just do it through the sheet like Hasidic Jews? Or is it Amish? I don't know who does that. But no, I haven't had anybody complain. But I'm sort of like, oh, all right, somebody else is gonna see me naked. Great.
I don't think men cares.
That's what my friend said. He's like, we don't care. There's you and we're gonna have sex. We're pretty happy.
Yeah, and you got great boobs, so those will be staring at your
I
boobs
do have
the
great
whole
boobs.
time.
I can send you a picture of my boobs.
They're not going to see anything else.
or whoever these boobs are. They're fantastic.
It's going to take main focus. Anybody watching on YouTube is like, if they're so fantastic, why are you wearing a sweater? Damn it.
This is so. I went to 3 Christmas parties yesterday. This week has been whacked. I've worked every single day. I work as a physical therapist during the day, and I've worked every day because it's a really busy week because everybody wants off. And then because I work at 9 different clinics between friends and company Christmas parties, I've gone to 9 Christmas parties this week.
God, you're very social.
It's killing me. I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted from all this fun. But the thing is, this is so sad. This is what I wore to my Christmas party last night. That's why,
Nice.
because I went bowling.
Walk of shame.
It's a podcast of shame. And all I did was like this morning, because I got home about 2:30 in the morning or so. All I did was get up in the morning and I'm like, I only wore that once. Granted, it was all night, but I only wore it once. I'm like, I can't think. I just put it back on again.
Well, that's good. You didn't spill anything on
No,
yourself last
I
night.
don't know. It's black. Who knows? So, but
Man, I only got invited to one Christmas. No, two.
I'll invite you to
The
some.
Laugh Factory invited me to their Christmas party.
How was it?
I didn't go. I was busy. I went to the Hollywood Improv party, and that was really fun.
Oh, really? I heard it was fun.
Yeah, there's so many comics there.
Okay.
It was cool. It was
See
like
any-
the old days.
See anybody I know?
No.
Okay, good.
Not that I'm aware of, but it really got packed. So I
Yeah.
think there's probably
That was on Wednesday, right?
probably people there that I didn't even see. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I was
It was really crowded.
no wonder I got to headline the Madhouse. Nobody was available to do it. They're like, everybody's at the improv party. Laura can headline tonight. Which I had a great time. But I was
Yeah,
like,
Madhouse. That's in San Diego. If anybody's visiting
Yeah.
San Diego,
I
go
don't know,
Madhouse Comedy
I
Club.
became the headliner. I'm like, oh, but I got another gig out of it, so that's good. I had a great time, so
Yeah, it's fun there.
yeah, it's very fun.
I just went to the new club the first time recently, and it was nice. I like
yeah,
it.
I had a good time.
It's
And,
become such a shady area down there in San Diego.
really? I thought that was the fancy area.
Don't you think it's become like where Horton Plaza used to be more fancy, and it's become like a lot
Yeah.
dirtier? Don't you think?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
I guess if it was nighttime, you wouldn't have noticed.
I didn't know.
I got there during the day when I went. And I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, San
I thought
Diego."
it was all cleaned up and gentrified and pretty.
No, I hope.
Okay.
Maybe it's become that.
Yeah, I don't know. I've always showed up. I just park in the parking garage, walk across the street, do my set, get back in my car, drive back, and go to work in the morning. I left work, and I left work. I changed clothes, left work, drove to San Diego, came back, and was at work at 7 in the morning. And they're like, "Did you drive to San Diego last night?" I'm like, "Yep." And they're like, "How are you here?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I'm exhausted." And they're like, "What are you doing tonight?" "Driving to San Juan Capistrano." "Oh, really?" "Okay." And I'll be back to work in the morning. Just like,
Yeah, you're always on the go.
yeah, I gotta stop. It's too much. And then trying to put dates in between that. Try that. I'm like, "I can meet you at 11 o'clock." And they're like, "What?" And I'm like, "Well, you can have a beer and a meet and a greet." Just have to-
Were they all dinner dates, or do you ever do lunch?
I don't have lunch available.
coffee.
I don't, and we're not doing coffee. If we're meeting, there's going to be alcohol involved, or we're going for a walk. I don't care.
Going for a walk.
I'd do that
Are
over.
you George Costanza?
I would do that over. They've all been pretty much either like meet for a drink or dinner. And that's another thing. I've eaten so much. I need to lose weight, and with all these dates, I've eaten way more food than I normally would eat.
How is it on the dates? Only because I never date. And now that it's like 2020 almost, does the man usually always offer to pay, or is it more like going Dutch? I feel like it could be equal now, where you each
It
pay
can be
half.
equal.
Or,
Here's the deal. The one date that I didn't go out with more than once, actually there's two I didn't go out with more than once. One of them, like, the bill came, I'm like, "Do you want to split it?" And he goes, "Sure." And it was clear that we weren't ever going to go out again. And every date after that, every other guy that I've gone out with, I said, "Would you like some money? Do you want me to pay that?" And they just look at me like, "Are you retarded?"
no, okay.
And I was like, "Well, okay." So then we've gone out again. I said, "Can I?" And they're like, "No." But I have also tried to be like, I don't want to date projects again. I want a guy who has a job. Like,
Well,
I work really hard. I'm like, I want to, and so I think one of them, he's like, I said, "I'll leave the tip," because he was paying with cash, and he's like, and I said, I'll leave the tip or something like
I'm
that.
curious because now with dating apps and people are dating a lot more probably, I would think if men are still majority of the time paying, that would get so expensive for them.
Yeah,
If they were on dating apps and going out a couple times a week.
I have offered, and yeah, I don't know if they're going out. Most of the guys I've gone out with have definitely. That's the bonus of a little bit older. They generally have a little more money, so that's been a plus. I always offer because I don't ever want to take advantage. And then one guy, Ed, Ed, he said something about. He goes, "Well, you're just dating me for my money." I'm like, "Buddy, we've been out on 2 beer dates. I don't think I'm here for your money." And like, have I ever brought? I guess women are really aggressive about finding out how much a guy makes, and I've never ever cared.
You're also clearly successful yourself, so why
Yeah.
would he think that?
Yeah, he doesn't know it yet, but he's getting cut. He's
Oh,
yeah,
dropped.
dropped. I'm trying to drop him now, but he won't go away.
Why, he just keeps texting you?
Oh, he's just like, "When are we gonna set up another date?" And I'm like,
So you don't just tell people like, "Hey, I don't think it worked out," or
I'm going to eventually. I thought maybe he'd get the hint since I don't plan to see
it's a
him.
lot of little mini breakups
Yeah.
when you date that much, right?
I had one already drop me, and I thought we got along really well. So I was like, all right. I was a little disappointed. I liked him.
Did he tell you or just stop returning your messages?
No, he says, I'm really busy. I think maybe it might just be for the holidays. I don't know. He's like, I'm really super busy. I'm sorry. I can't see you. And I didn't like, you mean for Friday or forever? Just like, so I thought I'd wait till after the holidays because he has his kids and stuff. I'm like, we'll see if like, yeah, you want to meet up or something? But I liked him. Another old man, but I liked him.
That's another thing about dating people in their 40s or divorced. A lot of times there's kids.
Yeah, so
That's tricky.
you're not the priority.
Well, it's also just, yeah.
And if you are the priority, then you should worry about them as a father.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
And I'm like, oh, yeah, I have kids. I can see you totally. And I'm like, well, don't you want to see your kids for the holidays? It's just like, so, I mean, I think every guy's different about it, how you have to feel, whether they're emotionally needy or not. So,
What are you doing for Christmas?
I like a good heathen. My friend and I go to the first Christmas morning movie, and we've been doing that for 15 years. And we used to sneak in champagne to the theater
Oh, that sounds so fabulous.
because neither one of us have kids. You want?
What are you going to see now?
I don't know. She texted me. It's not. We were gonna see Knives Out, but I think it's. I don't remember something else. It's not Star Wars, but something else that comes out. It's playing in Manhattan Beach at 10 o'clock.
Oh, that sounds so great, especially to have champagne. You got to bring champagne.
Yeah, I always bring the big purse and put champagne in it. So,
Awesome.
and then like, because she doesn't have kids either. So like heathens, we go to the first movie, and then, yeah. So and after that, I don't know what I'm doing.
That's so great.
I might have a date. I don't know. I'm just like, what am I doing? Oh yeah, yeah.
That'd be great to have it.
I'm actually. You want to meet? Lang and I are going to Fig.
On Christmas Day?
Yeah, they're open. The happy hour at 5.
Unfortunately, I have a family.
Oh man, what's up with that?
I know. I'm cursed. No, just kidding. My family's great.
My family lives in Vegas, so I work the 24th and I work the 26th, so I'm not seeing them. So.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Mine's right in Orange County. Paul, I was worried about you. Did you just cough up a lung back there? You all right?
He's like, all this talking about penises and kissing. He's like making himself throw up. He's like,
Don't take it personal. He always disappears during Christina and I's
it
podcast, too.
disappears through mine. I figured we were just boring the crap out of him.
No, never. What do we have any last thoughts before we end this fabulous 45 minutes of joy that I've had with you?
Oh,
Is there anything else that we really desperately need to talk about
I don't know.
besides the fact that I'm an addict when I really like someone? Do you think that's because I have an addictive personality already, or do you think people just get addicted to people?
I think both. I definitely had an addiction. I've had addiction to people before.
But do you think it? But you don't have? Do you have an addictive personality now?
Not really.
Yeah, I don't know if I do really.
I think some people just trigger something in you, and then you just like zero in on it. I think
It's one of the most painful things.
it is the most painful.
I mean,
thing.
I don't know if I should be saying that to you because you've gone through some very painful things in my life. It's been one of the most because
Heart-
you can't when you know. There's sometimes I think when you're much younger. When I was in my very early 20s, I didn't know I was in it, and then when you get a little older, and you know what's happening to you, but you can't stop it.
Yeah, no.
That's when it's so painful because you know that you're going crazy, but your mind it won't stop, even though
Yeah.
you know.
The crazy? No, no one could control it. It just is. It's chemical. It's a chemical in your brain that just gets turned on, and you're just like, I need more of that. It's heroin. That love and passion and stuff has the same place in your brain that like heroin addiction is.
Yeah.
And so like you have that feeling. Trust me, I know, because every friend I have is like, you're really not enough with that guy. Enough with that guy. He's horrible, and I'm like, I can't stop. And I know, looking at me, I'm like, I'm an idiot. I look at my own face, and I'm like, you're an idiot. You're acting like an idiot. So,
But
I
then
get
when you
it.
see him in person, you get the heroin.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so I haven't seen him.
Do you have something you do that you can make yourself?
I date aggressively other men for distraction. I aggressively date other men.
Okay, maybe I should join a dating app.
Yeah, join two. Aggressively date other men so you're completely distracted all the time. Just random tongues and penises will be showing
I
up
used
in your
to
life.
make a joke about it because because years ago a friend of mine told me, you know, that if there's a guy that you really like, then make sure you have a couple other guys you're sleeping with so you don't get all like put all your stuff.
Yeah,
in.
everybody says
And I was
that.
like, well, I'm sleeping with 4 guys, or well, I just have to constantly be sleeping with people
Yeah.
in order to not be insane. But
Apparently,
That's insanity.
that isn't apparently its solution to sanity is insanity.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, aggressively dating. That's how you that's how you distract yourself from the heroin that's going on in your brain.
That's going to be the name of this podcast, Aggressively Dating.
Aggressively dating. I have been aggressively dating. I am weeding the herd right now, though. I have like one I really like a little bit. So
Oh, good.
yeah, I don't. It's just we're only on our second date, but I do kind of like him a little bit.
Keep me posted.
I will.
I'll have you back in a few weeks.
Yeah, in
and
a few weeks
we'll
it'll
get
be
an
over.
Update.
We'll be on somebody else. I'm back to ED.
Nothing else works. You just go back to him.
Well, if that doesn't work, they're usually really good at something else. So
Oh.
win-win.
Okay, I will say I had with somebody.
Haven't you noticed that yet before?
Years ago that totally made up for it. Yeah.
Yeah, if they're small or if it doesn't work, they're usually really good at other things.
The oral is pretty.
Yeah,
Oh,
insane.
that's good.
That's
Stop making me horny, Laura.
Oriental Lickmaster. That was the name of that was his code name.
Oriental Lickmaster. I gotta
Look
write
at
that
I
down.
made Paul laugh. He
I
never
know.
laughs in the morning. This is way more graphic than my podcast, by the way.
Well, 8:30 on a Sunday. Poor Paul. All right, guys.
Neither am I.
This has been really fun. Thank you for being my co-host
Thank
while
you for having me.
Walkinshaw is gone.
I did the best I could to cover for Walkinshaw.
You did amazing.
We didn't get into that graphic, but we got close.
No, like I was saying, I like this opportunity to talk about stuff that me and Christina don't talk about, such as relationships.
What?
It's been fun.
All right.
Follow Laura Hayden, Dr. Laura Hayden on Instagram. And if you have any questions or topics for us, you can email us at jillinoffpod@gmail.com. And also a special shout out to Paul Antonio, our lovely producer. All right, I'm Jen. Bye.